Hey friends, I am so excited to be able to share with you something that God's been just wrecking me with in such a great way lately, and that is about the grace, His grace, and who we actually are as new creations in Christ. Everything that Jesus has done for us, and He's been kind of exciting me about all of this all over again. As I've been reading through the latest translation, the version of the Mirror Study Bible by Francois du Toit, a friend of mine, and starting in 2 Corinthians chapter 5, I'm going to read verses 17 and 18. And this is the verse that says that we are a new creation in Christ Jesus. The old is gone, the new is come. Listen to this translation. Now, in the light of your co-inclusion in Christ's death and resurrection, whoever you thought you were before, in Christ you are a brand new person. The old ways of seeing yourself and everyone else are over. Acquaint yourself with the new. So somehow Jesus so completely transformed everything, bringing us back to our original identity, who God always saw us to be. And so Paul's saying, look, you cannot view yourself or others in the old light of how we were seeing people as tainted and bad and, all these lies that we tell ourselves. We've been made new in Christ. And here's verse 18. The idea of mankind's co-inclusion in the death and the resurrection of Jesus Christ is entirely God's doing. In other words, this was God's plan, that what Christ did when he went to the cross wasn't just for him. We were actually joined with him. We actually we died with him, it says. We were buried with him. We were raised with him. Now that's a mystery we don't understand. One that we're coming into in this season of Passover and Easter, right? This is the time when we're in agreement that not only was Jesus raised from the dead, but we were raised with him from the dead. The deadness of the fall and the lies that came with that, of how we saw ourselves as less than and again tainted and bad. That's where the shame comes from, that somehow we're bad to the core. And the reality that Jesus brought us is just the opposite. He's bringing us back to our true identity of who God has always created us to be, in his own image. And so this verse goes on to say, to now realize that God has indeed brought final closure to the old, and for us to see everything and everyone in this new light is to simply see what God has always known to be true about us in Christ. In Jesus Christ. You ready for this? God exchanged equivalent value to redeem us to himself. What? In Jesus Christ, God exchanged equivalent value to redeem us to himself. Redeeming means he made us right. He brought us into inclusion, into his heart, the way it always was. How did he do that? Through an exchange of equal value. We have equal value to the Father as Jesus. Jesus was the one of equal value. This is crazy amazing. It says that God went to the highest extreme in this act of reconciliation to persuade us of our original worth. This is what God was up to in Christ. The word for reconciliation in the Greek, katalasso, is a mutual exchange of equal value. So this transaction was not to buy us back from the devil. A thief never becomes an owner. The devil didn't own us. We've always belonged to God. But reconciliation through Christ was God redeeming our minds from the lies that we believed about ourselves. So reconciliation is the bold unveiling of the value of the hidden treasure in everyone. Wow. Wow, wow. This is what God's been up to. And this is why, even in this time, when a lot of us during this time where we have extra time on our hands, when we're, trying to, I don't know, find things to do, God is actually up to something right now. He is revealing places in our heart that's not agreeing with truth. He's bringing things to the surface. Sometimes things we'd rather not see right now. But he's saying, look, I'm not bringing things up to shame or condemn you. That's never my heart. Jesus took care of all that. I want to bring things up that are standing in the way of you seeing who you really are. This is the time we're in. And why is that? Because I'm telling you, what the enemy meant for evil, God is bringing about a tremendous good. We are coming out of this time, this shelter-in-place time, this COVID-19 thing. We are going to come out of this. And I'm telling you, as God gets our heart ready, people are going to be ready for God. And people are hungrier than ever for family, for connection, and for God. And so this is why, friends, he is convincing us, and here, these are truths that I've known about, but he's exciting me all over again about these things. Why? Because he wants my heart so juiced up about the truth so that I can share it with conviction, with something that's real, because it is real. So friends, believe the truth. You are a new creation. The old is gone. God sees you as having the same value and worth as Jesus himself. That this is who you are. And this is, by the way, the last part of that verse said, and this is the reconciliation is our ministry according to God. He wants us to pass along this kind of good news to a whole world that is longing to know him and longing for the good news. So I bless you during this time, and I'm saying to all of us, this is going to be an amazing time as we come out of this and watch what God does. Amen.